Ladies and gentlemen, Daniyal Nasir Mirza here. Thank you so much for tuning into The Way and Pakistan's #1 mixed martial arts show. Joining me is the #1 fighter of white collar fighting for the last however long it's existed in Lahore. Ladies and gentlemen, Wali Ahmed, aka Joker. How are you, buddy? Thank you so much for coming in, and thank you so much for taking out the time, and thank you so much for speaking with me. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. I think never better, to be honest.
That's awesome, dude. 6 white collar fights, MMA. 6 wins in the span of how many years?
2, I think.
2 years. Man, I think it's pretty incredible what 3WL has become over time. I think it's absolutely commendable that you guys, despite not having any proper structure in the start, just going ahead, fighting willy-nilly, bas ladna hai. Like, jidhar jagah mili, jo hua, bas gather your friends, hum ladenge, right? You guys did that for 2 years. And a lot of that success is owed to you because you've become almost a mythical figure. Like, you've become this unbeatable kind of
entity.
This entity, literally, this enigma that nobody can beat the Joker. Joker's in every main event. Joker doesn't show up to the weigh-ins. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. People are always just like, oh shit, it's Joker. Here we go. How are you feeling 2 years after you guys started all of this now to see where it is? That's my first question. How do you feel about the growth of 3WL and specific as well, your growth as a fighter?
So, well, when we started off now, so I remember everyone was just like, hey, oh, he's the Joker. He's like a crazy motherfucker. And people actually thought of me as a psychopath. They were like, hey, jahan milega na maar dega. And people started avoiding me and I could see them taking a step back. Or people just thought I was just like a killing machine and I wasn't there to fight in a martial arts way. I was just there to beat down. That's what people thought of me.
Really?
But over the course of time, I've seen people acknowledging my skill and the hard work that I put into it. It's not just like a mood uthaya, dil kiya, kharab mood hai, something bad just happened in my life or bas ring mein aa gaye.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good. And people actually think of me as a legitimate fighter.
Yeah,
I would like to think that.
No, I think it's you guys deserve all the props in the world, primarily because look, whatever's happening in combat sports in Pakistan, wherever it's happening, in my opinion, I think every single punch thrown wherever it is, just be contest mein jidhar bhi ho raha hai, it's punch,
amounting to something.
Yes, it contributes to what we need, which is more eyeballs on the sport, more people interested, more people packed in arenas, just screaming fighters' names and enjoying themselves. Like I see it every single 3WL fight night now in Brave Gym. That place is packed to the rafters when you're fighting, and people are so invested in the fights. That stuff बहुत ज़्यादा fight nights ये नहीं कह सकती वो ये करती हैं. You know what I mean? And I think that's hats off to you guys for sure.
Yeah, and also there are a couple of other real fighting organizations. अगर देखा जाए तो I never heard of them.
Yeah.
Even at Max I only knew about Punjab Olympics उसमें boxing kickboxing होती है.
Yeah.
That's all I knew.
Yeah.
And also funny story how I got started. I used to follow Moise back in 2020.
Moise Ali Khan.
Yeah. So he had his fight with Broken Dubai, and he posted a story, and I saw that. But before that, I was really, really into street fights. I was getting into street fights and stuff like that all the time. And I saw that, and I was just like, whoa! I used to play this game, UFC Undisputed 3. This is the same shit. This is literally that. Yeah. I want to try it. I want to get the actual VR experience of it.
Yeah.
But for real. So I saw that, and I saw that they were actually looking for new fighters and new faces. I texted Big.
Yeah.
He was really reluctant and stuff like that. He was just like, karte hain.
Right.
But I really, really wanted to fight.
Yeah.
And I texted Kaim, the same response, nothing changed.
Yeah.
Phir uske baad he left me first on scene for 5-10 minutes, and I was just I said I can pull an act.
Yeah.
Usi waqt dasti reply aata. He was like, what's up bro, what's up, what can you do? And I was just like, I can cosplay the Joker. And he was just like, oh shit, fuck buddy, where you been? And I was just like, okay, now we're gonna do that.
God.
Now so I did that. I did the whole Joker thing.
Yeah.
I could obviously do that. I've been 1-2 Halloweens guzre the. I obviously cosplayed the Joker, and I thought, why not?
You fought in face paint, right?
No, not the face paint, but I showed up on the press conference with the face paint.
Yeah, there we go.
So I made a call out video and it was just like suddenly the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And everyone actually, again, the same thing. Everyone thought I was like crazy and people were actually, like into it.
Yeah.
Back then I was like nobody. Like I had like 200 to like 100 followers on my Instagram.
Right.
Nobody really knew me.
Right.
And most of my people, after like I disappeared for a good half a year, everyone thought I was dead. And that's how, I had my first fight. Everyone came to know about me. And they're like, oh my God, he's alive.
Yeah. I think what people, as a very avid pro wrestling fan, I am a massive pro wrestling fan.
I think everyone is with a good childhood.
Yeah, exactly. And someone who's watching the right stuff, watching the Monday Night Wars, like Raw and WCW,
SmackDown, all
right?
that shit. WrestleMania, bro.
Right, everything. But for me, to this day, like even till now, at 26 years of age, I still watch wrestling at least 4 hours a week. Like,
4 hours. That's commitment.
I take out that time, and if it's a pay-per-view, it goes up to 7 hours, and I take that time out. I don't care. Like, I don't get time to reply to most people. They hate me, but at this, I will make time for wrestling because it's important to me, and that's important because wrestling is about theatrics. Wrestling is about storytelling. Wrestling is about gimmickry, personas, exactly. And I feel like that's what 3WL has done. It's mixed the persona aspect with the fighting aspect, right? And a lot of people wouldn't look at you at first sight as one of the gimmicks, so to speak. Oh, yeah, well, he's just Joker because he's called Joker and he just fights. And, because you built such a good resume of win after win after win after win, 6 now.
Yeah.
People wouldn't look at you, but you actually have done this gimmick stuff that a lot of other people are doing now. You've done it from the start with this very subtle stuff as well, like this psychopathic Joker cosplayer, murderer guy who disappeared for a year. Like, that's some long-term storytelling. Like, I think that's brilliant. Like, do you still enjoy doing that, or are you more focused on the fighting now?
Yeah, I think I'm more focused on the fighting now. Us waqt maine kiya and everyone was just like, that was the only call out and the press con that I think I showed up to.
Yeah.
And usi waqt tha, the Joker thing. Obviously, everyone is just like, now, when you look back at it, do you think it's cringy? I was like, no, it got me into the ring. Like, that was the motive. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the ring. I made a name for myself. So I don't really care about it. Yeah. Plus, I do think the names and the things are really silly. But now, if you go up to anyone and you're just like, oh, do you watch Wali Ahmed and 3WL? And they're probably like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
But when you say, okay, do you watch the Joker fight? And they're just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Joker.
Yeah, it works.
So it's kind of like, it kind of lives with you. There's this saying that this sports, it never really leaves you.
Yeah.
Like, you can leave it, but it doesn't leave you.
No.
And I've seen that. Like, before my Top Boy fight, I was actually considering like retirement after. And I actually thought when I win the fight, I'm actually going to announce that I'm going to retire from the sports. But no, I won and I was just like, fuck it, let's do it again.
Do it again and do it again.
Do it again and do it again and do it again.
So, how do you feel about Hassan Gardezi, aka the Italian Stallion? And that's the guy you're going to be facing at Real World. Now, this is where we do the promotional aspect. Real World, it's coming to you August first week, I think. We're working on that.
Yeah.
Qaim and Baig present to you the latest installment of Lahore's craziest fight night, if I'm being completely honest. And the main event is you 6-0 versus the Italian Stallion 1-0.
1-0.
Fighting out of Multan and bringing in all of the hype in the world. How do you feel about this fight? And how do you feel about this opponent?
Well, to be honest, if you're like talking about the hype aspect of it, I love it. Like, me, I've never been like much of a trash talker, and I've been really horrible at like hyping fights up, because the reason why I don't talk trash is because pehle ek dusre ki maan behn ek kar dete ho. You're just like constantly going back and forth, and after the fight, you're just like respect. Matlab agar izzat deni hai to shuru se do.
Right.
So I don't believe in that.
Yeah, I like that.
So, and aside from that, I really love it. I'm super proud of that guy, because the more hype that he brings in, the more the people think that he's actually the best. So that's basically him adding to my resume.
Yeah.
Like, even if he's not, even if his like bark isn't up to his bite, people still think he's the best and he's the best competition out there, and people might actually think he's the hardest fight and all that, just because he has a loud mouth.
Yeah.
So that's just like good for my resume. When I beat him, people will be like, oh my god, he beat the best.
Yeah.
So that's good for me. I don't mind it at all. Like, I actually want him to keep going on with it.
How how would you rank him as in terms of opponents and quality of opponents you faced?
Well, I said it once, and it was just like this was like a really, really big thing that happened. Like a big fuss started because of this. To be honest, I rank him like with Mr. Abs, my third opponent. Like he was just a wild swinger, like haymakers, and probably like it was just like a cat fight sort of thing. And seeing him, I actually felt like, to be honest, he's pretty much the same. Like pocket punches, really, really closed and like tucked in hooks and all of that. Like I've seen it, and I've observed it. So he was just kind of like that, and he reminded me of that. And to be honest, if I think about it, I can probably like take him with the same game plan that I did implement on Mr. Abs. Pretty much the same.
Right.
And skill-wise, really can't say anything. I haven't seen much of the guy.
Yeah. We haven't even seen him fall.
No one has seen him fall. And no one will see him fall again, like after my fight with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Just gonna shut him out completely? Is that the plan?
Yeah, that is the plan. Total domination.
Start
you
to
name
finish.
it. Yeah.
We had him on as well, and he talked about well, he didn't talk much about the fighting aspect of it, because he said, these are things that nobody's seen yet, and we're gonna find out when the fight happens. I mean, but he did speak a lot about some interactions at the last fight night where he fought Waynes and you fought Sinatra. So yeah, I'm catching up with these names now. I'm like almost a 3WL historian now. Like the other day, I was just sitting with Big. I was like, yeah, Beanstalk. I was like, wait, Adil. His name is Adil Daniyal. What's going on? But yeah, so he talked about some interactions at the event. Like you guys got to meet backstage or speak backstage. Or
yeah, we did.
Do you remember? Like
not during the fight, but I think on the trash talk thing, like the press conference, I did meet him.
Yeah.
And he just came up to me and he was just like, hey, fuck Wayne's. Like he said, I really like your work. Kind of like sort of thing. He was implying he was a fan.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro, I'm honored. And he was just like, I don't give a fuck about Wayne's. That's not my fight. My fight is you. I don't care about him. I want to fight you. And I was just like, yeah, win the fight and we'll see.
Yeah.
And also, to be honest, I didn't think he would win.
Right.
He would win again. Wayne's.
Same. I think nobody thought that.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
And I remember like Wayne's पे मैं गया था. उसके बाद one day before the fight. Obviously, I was late. Everyone left. And I do make weight, just by the way. I've always made weight. So I did go in the Wayne's, and me and Wayne's, we were like alone at that time. So we were just like taking a look around the place, and we were just like scanning. Okay, we were just basically visualizing कि कल क्या होगा, because it was so different. Like khali tha, just stuff lying around. And the next day when we showed up, the arena, it was fucking loaded.
Packed, yeah. To the
you
grills.
could not recognize that place.
It's a management nightmare, let me tell you firsthand, man. Whenever you guys are putting on an event, it's like, yo, go to the door. No, you can't get on the mats with your shoes. It's just, people are running around. Our entire management team are pretty much bouncers now. I also have to do the ring announcing, so I'm doing that, and also making sure no kid like fucking breaks the glass or something.
Even the shit, like everyone is so pumped up, they just want to start brawl.
Yeah,
like every guy. The atmosphere, it's just like that.
Yeah.
Like मेरा भी दिल चाहता है कि अभी fight नहीं भी शुरू हुई, मैं बस ring में घुस जाऊँ किसी तरह.
But like my message to everyone who attends a 3WL event and has like a bit of a rowdy streak, like, ooh, I'm at a fight event. If you want to fight, just fight. Just give us a call. We'll get you a fight. Don't fucking do it in the crowd or whatever, where there's like people who aren't trained or people who don't want to fight. Most importantly, like, just keep it in your pants. Message to all men for all times to come.
It's also like a small dick move.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
When you think about it, that place is like possibly loaded with like a couple of fighters who, if you like think about it, people who train 2 hours every day almost for like so many years.
Yeah.
Just to know how to beat you to a fucking pulp. You're going up there and you're acting all macho and shit.
Yeah. In a gym full of people who just fight. Like,
Like, you don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't fucking do that.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, so the arena is always insane. And
it's just the same thing. Like, you go to a fucking strip club and you take the pole and you're just like, let me show you how it's done. It's just the same thing. Or you don't do that.
Take your chair, you start your own little pole dance on the side. Like, dude, what are you doing? Just get a job.
Trust me, you're not that guy, man.
But yeah, I mean, it is definitely though like an unreal environment when you guys show up. And you were actually talking about you and Vane's visualizing things before we kind of sidetracked. So what happened after that?
Yeah.
After you guys were at the venue, you visualized everything. This is before
Actually
the
was
fight.
yeah, this was before the fight, and we were just like standing there. मैंने उसे कहा था कि like there are like a couple of things that you need to be careful of. He seems like a really aggressive opponent, so you need to watch out for that. I specifically told him, don't bum rush.
Yeah.
Don't fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
And guess what he did?
He bum rushed.
He bum rushed.
He bum rushed really bad.
Yeah. Without a second thought, he
Yeah.
bum rushed.
I'm not much of a fighter, coach, or whatever, but like I'm on the mats with the guys often at Brave. So
Yeah.
whenever I get done with my shift, I just get on and just train a little bit. But yeah, I met him as well a week out, and he seemed a little nervous and everything. Wayne said, I'm glad he put up an Instagram post. I'm glad you're doing okay, bro.
Yeah,
I was
glad
worried.
he's fine.
Yeah.
That guy just disappeared.
Yeah,
I was,
no.
like
The
genuinely worried.
Veins, the comeback is on, buddy. If you're watching this, get
Let's
this
go,
shit, bro.
Veins.
Like, we're behind
Redemption
you, bro.
time.
Seriously, everyone, even the guy who beat you is behind you. Just get up and let's get going, bro. But yeah, I mean, Wayne's he spoke like to me, and he said, you know, like the fight and a bit of nerves and everything. And I said, hey, it's all good. Wherever you do, just don't run at him, because he's gonna expect you to do that. And he's gonna throw whatever the hell, and one of them might land. Just don't run at him. Just Wayne's, don't run at him. He was like, all right. I was like, Wayne, no, seriously, don't run at him.
And he's like, you know what I'm about to do? I'm gonna run at him.
Literally, and he did it, and it was like 13 seconds, bam, bam, done. And I was like, okay, that was sad.
You know, it said that the only thing certain in a fight is uncertainty, but apparently the only thing certain in that fight was if you bum rush, you're gonna get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, that's what happened.
He still played the cards.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't like see it going any other way if he like bum rushed, and like probably sort of if he landed like a strike, and so he was still gonna get taken down.
Yeah.
Like already like at the start of the fight is when you are the most gassed. To be honest, like the pressure, the ring pressure.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it how real 3WL got. Like pehle mein ladta tha. Pehli fight mein I don't even remember that there was crowd pressure or anything. Like mujhe yaad nahi padta. Second fight, no nothing. Third fight, it just kind of felt like a hard spar. Like even my adrenaline wasn't peaked or like anywhere near the peak. Fifth fight, the Top Boy fight. Fight se pehle I was just like full in the adrenaline thing, because I remember I came in a little late. Like since meri fight hamesha like last pe hoti hai, so I came in a little late.
Yeah.
And me and my friends, we walk in the arena. We haven't seen anything abhi. We just see lights flickering, thuk thuk, and you can actually hear the punches swing by.
Yeah.
Or wo us waqt tha, like even without seeing an actual fight happening, just hearing all of that and just, you know, getting a glimpse of it, it got me pumped as fuck. And like so pumped I was actually like drained before the fight.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it was the crowd pressure that actually, you know, lifted the game.
Yeah.
Like that's when I realized shit is getting serious.
Oh yeah.
It's not the same backyard fights anything anymore. This is not like Kimbo Slice world. This is real. This is for real.
No, yeah. And I think it's freaking awesome again that we've come to this point. And the transformation from Third World, which you know, which isn't a name that sponsors liked, so to speak, right? So from transition from Third World to the real world, I think it's a cool transition. It's a very important one, because now, you know, the pathway becomes more apparent. I think the fighters become more streamlined. I think you can tell already that in this league, there's more and more, like, I wouldn't say serious fighters, but fighters who aren't there as much for the gimmickry as they are for the fights. Like Kill Switch, for example. We were discussing him before the podcast went on. And even Monk, even though Monk lost, I still think he's one of those guys who trains with that dedication.
Yeah, I was actually like, you know, surprised about fights aa rahi thi. I think it was his first, like, pehli hi fight thi event mein.
Yeah.
And he just like went straight up there, like, fight jeeta, grabbed the mic, and he just called everyone that people don't usually call out.
Yeah.
And you were hearing names for the first time. Like someone called out Wolf, aside from Kill Switch.
Yeah.
And he also, I think he challenged the CEOs as well.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, this guy is fucking serious.
He just straight up, like, the messaging, and I was standing with him, like, taking the interview, and even when I was hearing it, I was like, oh, okay. He straight up just said, give me a real MMA fighter.
Yeah.
You know, and the guy he was fighting was a friend of mine, Zakir.
Yeah.
Who had been
Cool
taken.
guy.
Yeah, very, very sweet guy. And like very nice guy. And one of the nicest, honestly, one of the nicest guys I've ever known.
Yeah,
like,
I remember like I pulled up on the like the talk thing.
Yeah.
And we didn't trash talk at all. Like,
Yeah.
usse pehle, we were chill. We were asking, like, he asked me how you've been and things like that. And he was like really sweet. And he told me he just wanted to get the experience.
Yeah.
Because I think he's going to be moving out of Pakistan.
Yeah.
And he told me that, and I just kind of felt bad for him. Okay, if you need the experience, please don't fight.
Literally, yeah. That's not experience. That's
plus, like, it's your first fight. You can't fight that well. And पहली fight में आपको main event पे चढ़ा देते हैं. And against this guy who is deemed to be like a force you don't mess with.
Yeah.
That's not the way to go.
Yeah. But I feel like now there's a guy with just 2 fights who's going to be taking on the entity. I feel like they're just going to test you until, they're expecting one of these guys to just break the like the myth, so to speak, that it can
about
happen.
About that. Since I don't have like a direct affiliation with Brave, so like I'm gonna be honest with it, like I've seen it. Brave and like people, I think even the CEOs are kind of like want to see me lose. Yeah. Because I mean, if you look at it from a hype perspective, like it's just the same old. Okay, Joker comes, steps into the ring, dominates and wins. Like, that is all there is to it. It's just kind of like a Khabib thing now. Okay? Yeah. He's gonna win, and he eventually becomes a really boring fighter, even if he's like at top of the list. Yeah. So like, if you look at it from like a promoter perspective, me losing is the biggest thing that can happen to 3WL.
It's a bit of a predicament for the league, isn't it? Having you there as like the guy who keeps winning after. I can speak for the management because I am management, Brave Gym, but I can't speak for the CEOs. For management, we love it because like you are always that guy who these guys are always looking at and saying, all right, that's the guy to beat. So there's like a benchmark for them to like work as hard as, and I always hear like these theories, not from anyone in specific, but just generally like, oh yeah, no, Joker's not that skilled. He's just really physically fit. Like, oh yeah, no, he's just strong as fuck. And then somebody's saying, no, he's not strong at all. Actually, I fought him. And I'm like, wait, which one it is? Like everyone's always trying to figure out what it is. And I'm waiting for one of them to like just go ahead and be like, all right, that's it. That's his weakness. But it just doesn't come. And I think it's freaking awesome that we're still going with it. Yeah. And this is going to be the 7th one. And I mean, if he does it, like, which I know you're gonna say he's not, but hypothetically in a different universe, right? He does do it.
Hypothetically,
that he's gonna be the biggest thing he's gonna have done it because it's 6 guys built up to that. And then this guy comes in, one fight. You haven't even seen me fought. He's on like Salt Alpha, like, you know what I mean? And everybody's like, oh, that's the guy, the Connor cosplayer, and then suddenly he's just standing there with like, give me my fucking belt or something. Like, it would be,
I definitely do think people challenging me, it's not that they actually want to like fight me for the sake of finding out who's the better fighter. It's just that they want the easiest way to the top. Yeah. Like, that's what they're looking for. Like, imagine like all of the people that I have like beat. Yeah. We've obviously concluded that I happen to be better than them. And if you beat me, you're just automatically better than the 6 people that I've like fought, which is basically, I think, half of the division already. Yeah. So like, you beat the top dog, now you're the top dog. Yeah. So like, it's the easiest way to the top. And I don't think anyone even wants to like genuinely fight me. Yeah. Because Sinatra, I actually thought he wanted to fight me, but didn't feel like it. It just kind of felt like he was in the ring and he was like surviving. Right. Like, he was just there to survive. Like, I saw that. He was panic wrestling. Yeah. Like, I don't even remember like मैंने आखिरी striking game कब की थी, but he was there. He was wrestling. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, okay, that's it. And even in the fight, I had this like really cool moment where I was like taken down to the ground. Yeah. And he was kind of holding me in a bulldog choke, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And the cameraman, he was just like coming up and he was just like zooming into my face. And I thought, I would like fuck with him. So I was like in a choke and you can like only see my face. You can't see my body because Sinatra, it's like, it was kind of a side control thing. Yeah. So the cameraman comes and he zooms into my face and I'm smiling and I look back at him like, and he was like creep the fuck out, and he's just like if you watch the fight now, it was just like the first round, and he was just like,
I'm gonna,
oh shit.
I'm gonna go watch that guy actually.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny. But yeah, that was a crazy fight to close a crazy night.
I really love that fight
Yeah.
because Tobo Wali fight, everyone says, and it was actually really slow paced,
Yeah,
like
it
5
was.
rounds,
Yeah.
and
You don't want to
really,
do 5 rounds, man. This is not like I also advise them afterwards. I was like, just do 3, because then you, even when you're fighting, you're like, oh, I gotta conserve some energy. And this is not the level where you want to make like 5-round main events. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a bit of a slow paced fight. It was like a leg kick battle almost. Like,
yeah,
but at the end, like, it was still very tactical because you could tell like both of you were playing with it as if it's a points game. Which
yeah. But so I think third, fourth round, I realized, okay, this guy has heart. He's not gonna give up.
Mhm.
And I realized, okay, I can't like, I know for sure, okay, I can't like out wrestle him like that, and he's not like willing to strike or like go out in an all out brawl, because
Yeah.
I tried that with him.
Yeah.
And his response wasn't like really, okay, I'm gonna counter and shit. He just stood there blocked and typically making the distance and not engaging.
Yeah.
So I was just like, that's how it's gonna be. So
Yeah.
like that's how you win.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like hard with it. You just
Yeah.
got to be smart with it.
So I wanted to ask you something about how you train, and like, no, not like, I'm not trying to dig in information of your training regimen, but specifically
Great
like,
management.
I'll get you guys the secrets for this Joker. Like, don't worry about it. So, Wally. Yeah. No, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
I just in terms of like from the outside looking, and you trained at Iron Box, correct?
Yeah.
And is there an MMA coach at Iron Box?
No one.
Is there? So your brother, he's here. Shout out Pennywise. What's up?
Yeah.
Um,
What's up anyway?
that's a training partner. I saw Duck
Yeah.
recently shifted over. I don't know how many days he went to Iron Box actually.
yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Abdullah.
So is it just you and your brother?
Yeah, it's just me and my brother.
Damn. And you guys just figure it
Yeah.
out yourself, coach yourself, train yourself.
Yeah. That's how it's been like. So pehle, before that, for my first 3 fights, I did not train in the gym. I just had like hand me down, like they were like rented gloves from my friends, 8 ounce ke the, and I had that, a skip rope, and like a light pole with her, and I used to box with it. I didn't even have like a punching bag.
Yeah.
So I used to like learn on that, and I used to like make muscle memory, and I used to condition, and I used to like really focus more on the physical aspect of it that is gonna
Right.
take me to the
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
Like, even if you like fight a really inexperienced fighter, like a unskilled fighter, so he's gonna land.
Yeah.
Somehow he's gonna land. Like
Yeah.
one way or another, he's gonna land and probably get a lucky.
Swinging,
Yeah.
just- yeah.
So like, yeah, people do land, but it's more about how much can you take.
Yeah.
So I was really working on that. How much can I take? And I wanted to increase that.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest, I don't think in all of my fights I've ever been hit clean.
Yeah.
Like I've never been us tarah se, just concussed or
Yeah.
anything like that.
You're good defensively. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
So basically, yeah, if I dig more into it,
Yeah.
I'm just probably gonna give out my game plan.
No,
But-
I understand.
Yeah.
And but also like it's so, does Iron Box not realize what they have here? Like, this is my question. Like, I'm not saying hire a coach or whatever, but like, I would expect an MMA class if they have like the best white collar fighter in their gym or something. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm like not to sit here and knock Iron Box because I'm brave management. Like, I'm not. It's not. And I know recently there's been a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like news and drama.
Drama.
And I completely
Yeah, I
steer
don't
away from it.
associate with that iron boxes, by the way.
Same. Oh, great. Okay, that
Yeah.
answers a lot. But no, I personally don't involve myself in drama on social media because I'm a 26-year-old man and I don't sit
Yeah.
and type back to other men about.
Yeah, it's not
You
middle
know.
school.
Yeah.
Because I did that shit, man. Maybe khud kafi had tak
Yeah.
involved hua tha, that's fine.
But whatever. Fighting is, if you're fighting someone, that's different. But if you're like changing jobs and then going on social media and ranting about it, then
yeah,
that's
that's petty. That's
yeah. No,
petty.
come on, man.
Even for me, that's petty.
Yeah, but anyway, that's not the subject of what we're talking about. I'm just shocked that you're just the two of you figuring this whole thing out 6-0 with
Yeah.
like just you and your brother. That's incredible. I think that's pretty, and that's the thing when people sit there and जब आप लोग especially जो usually on the mic the vein देखते हैं, when you knock 3WL and knock 3WL fighters when they sit
Yeah.
there and go like, oh, like even not just the people who are fans or watch it, like I'm talking about fighters in the actual Pak MMA
Yeah.
scene who want to fight for a living, because that's the difference between white collar and non-white collar, right? White
Yeah.
collar don't want to fight for a living; they just want to fight.
Because they want to fight.
Yeah, and then the other people are fighting for a living. Even when they make fun of people on the scene, seniors, people who are experienced, who come in, they're like, "Oh, these are just kids or whatever." You have no idea. Like, you don't want to always just pretend as if your circumstances are bad. You don't know what people are dealing with or training with or working around to make it to the ring and fight. And B, they're fighting. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they're actually, they're just setting it up for you.
Yeah.
It's like, if pehle dekha jaye, I don't think ARY Warriors would have been a thing if it wasn't for 3WL.
Yeah.
Like, itna major... Like,
Right.
yeah, it's kind of like, if you really think into it.
Yeah, and there's definitely some domino effect contribution. Like, and I feel like...
Definitely.
But that's the broader point. Like, I don't think it's one thing leads to another. It's as many people doing as many work in as many places leads to like bigger and bigger things. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
And 3WL is a part of that. Like 3WL, and even if you look at other like Shaheen Fight Night, Spark Fight Night, whatever you want to call it, Flogger Series. In Karachi, you look at K7, you look at Legacy Fight Night, you look at all of these promotions.
Killers.
Yeah, literally, everyone contributes to like it being somebody sitting there in ARY going, you know what, fuck it. Let's put in this much money into MMA and we're gonna put on a show. You know what I mean?
It was if I were to tell you that we were actually gonna have like a really big professional thing in regards of MMA in Pakistan 3 years ago, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have, believed that.
Yeah.
But now it's here.
Yeah.
It's here, and it's all that is people are talking about.
Yeah. And there was one guy 3 years ago saying that this shit's gonna happen. This guy right here. No, because I started the podcast 3 years ago, and we did it when we realized that there was some kind of like tremors in the fucking MMA, and even if you go watch the first ever episode of this podcast ever.
Yeah.
If you're going to go watch it, like that starts with me saying, this is the best time to be a combat sports fan in Pakistan. And then, because of this. And wo 2 saal, 3 saal pehle wo shuru hua tha. And now you're right, Wali. We are literally living in the middle of history for this sport in Pakistan. This shit, people are going to look back, I think 10, 20 years from now and be like, do you remember when Real World was still inside a gym and not in a fucking, 40,000 people stadium? Hopefully, I'm hoping that this happens in 10 years and not like 300 years when we're all dead and gone,
Yeah, but I to be honest, I think like it's going to happen sooner than we would like to think.
Yeah.
It's like we're on the road of it, and just thinking that I am a part of the history that is being made, it's like honestly an honor.
Yeah, same here. It's freaking incredible. I asked this question to your opponent as well, and I want to ask you as well. Fighting is a very intriguing thing, mainly because not everyone fights.
Yeah.
Like my own example, I was very close to fighting. I used to train jiu-jitsu. I used to go to
jiu-jitsu.
I used to train gi jiu-jitsu as well, not just no gi. Like I used to love grappling, and I used to love boxing as well. And I used to like, my idea was to do a couple of jiu-jitsu fights and then go do MMA, and then that's just what I wanted to do. That's when I was younger. Shoulder injuries, like after
very common.
Yeah, both shoulders and
your fingers basically.
Yeah,
I think you get like arthritis belly.
Your
fingers, they're just like messed up.
Knees as well, but for me it was the shoulders.
Fuck
Your knees must
especially if you're like training kickboxing, your shins.
Yeah.
They give up on you.
Even wrestling, like the more the singles you throw with those knees, like it's tough. So yeah, I mean, for me it was the shoulders, and they just popped out, and I was like, okay, I'm never gonna do this. Mainly because I felt like my body and my lifestyle and my mentality wasn't made for it. I wanted to be a part of the sport, but I knew I wasn't a fighter. So I started thinking, and I used to sing, so I started ring announcing. Tried it a couple of times in the gym. I was like, okay, this can work.
Then you wanted to say like close to it.
Yeah, no.
If not in the ring, but in the ring.
Ringside. Literally like in the ring and then ringside. So it worked out perfectly for me. But I made that decision a while back, and I just stuck to it, right? For you, what does fighting mean to you in your life? And, I don't want, like, you don't have to sit here and say, I'm a fighter, I'll always be a fighter. I know you believe in that real talk we're talking about before the air. So yeah, what does fighting mean to you, and where do you see yourself as a fighter in a couple of years?
Well, the reason why, if you like backtrack a little, the reason why I started fighting, I was watching the Fight Club, I think this is like
Yeah.
origin story of many fighters out there.
Crazy. Yeah.
But that's not how it goes. Like, it was just like, there was this one quote in the movie. It goes like, how much do you know about yourself if you've never been in a fist fight before? And I was just like, damn. Because I was aware of the fact that, when you're in a fight, when you're in the adrenaline, your mind doesn't work. It's your instincts that work for you. So basically, whatever you're in the fight is you, the real you, the you that is working on your instincts. So I just wanted to see that. And first fight, I don't think there was like much of a challenge आगे तक जाके, but I think fifth fight में I realized कि I want to do this, and it's not just because I can do this, but there was something definitely deeper that really went into it. But there was also a petty reason for me starting to fight, because I was really skinny. People said I couldn't fight. I was just like, okay,
Let me show you.
I'll fight.
Yeah.
I'll fight. I'm really petty like that. I have this like jack of trade complex.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do everything. Even in like when I'm training for fighting now, I just don't stick to like one martial arts. I'm just like jiu-jitsu, grappling, wrestling, boxing, kickboxing. Give me all of that.
Yeah.
So it was like fun and giggle and just pushing myself to the limits. But uske baad I just realized I won't say I was a born fighter. Like, no one is a born fighter.
Yeah.
Like, talent exists, but it's not like you were born. Even like the thing that Hassan Gardezi said, like, I have a family history of fighters and we're warriors and shit like that. That's your family, bro. I'm not fighting your family. I'm fighting you.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
What are you? So everyone is made. But I don't think everyone can be a fighter. And when you see that you have the fighter instinct in you, you just really want to push it. You want to see how far you can go with it.
Yeah.
Even there was this like one thing, mere bachpan mein, there was this like kind of a Mandela effect. There was this like a wallpaper I had on my PC back in like 8th grade. And it was like a Assassin's Creed thing. And there was this like a crusade soldier holding a sword. And his head was decapitated and it was kind of like flying. There was something written.
Yeah.
I don't remember what was written there.
Yeah.
But when I think back at it, it was something like, mind the length of your sword. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Mind the length of your sword.
Yeah.
Which kind of basically means, if we talk about the uncool version of it,
Yeah. No.
it means know your limits.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is what this tattoo means, just by the way. 2 perfectly parallel swords. Mind the length of your sword. And I wanted to see how long my sword was, as every middle schooler would like to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to go with it, and I realized I can do this. Not many people can do this. And then there was this desire to be strong, the strongest in the room, no matter what, because I do believe that masculinity is also associated with how strong you are, like in times that it's needed. So I wanted to like push it to that. And I think if you're like human, so we shouldn't like restrict ourselves. Like, imagine like being on top of the food chain and you're just being a lazy asshole who's just being a couch potato all day. You got to push yourself to the limits. Let it be anything. That's why it was just like, I want to do anything and everything that I can. And with fighting, you can never be as good as you would like to be. It's just like, there's like, people do think there are like peaks of a fighter, but whenever you start, you just gain experience and you keep climbing. Climbing. Maybe, you lose that charm that you had in your youth. Maybe you're not that strong anymore. But fighting, the more you go into it, the more you learn. And I just feel like I've only touched the tip of the iceberg yet. And there's so much to uncover.
Yeah, man, that's freaking awesome. That is probably the best origin story I've heard in a while. And yeah, no, that makes so much sense. I'm glad that what you described at the start of this podcast is like a violent urge to like fight and show people that you can fight has like transformed into this martial arts journey, teaching you your limits and teaching you exactly what, like what it's all about, which is just self-discovery and understanding who you are as a person. Because I truly 100% firmly believe in that Fight Club. I didn't know that was a quote from Fight Club, but when you said it, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like you don't know anything about yourself until you have been punched in the face. Because not because like, oh, it's so cool, bro, like no jiu-jitsu, like no, like not like that, but literally when somebody punches you, gloves or no gloves, in the face, your entire equilibrium, safety, idea of just security just completely shatters. And
it's kind of like that's why people call it a flight or fight hormone.
Yes.
Like obviously the people who actually have the fighter instinct, you know, they're gonna fight back. But the people who don't, they are, you know, gonna run away. But you know, that's the thing. There was this really cool thing that I was looking into. I don't know, have you heard, like in America there's like really large numbers of like reported cases that you know, the accidents on highways with like the deers involved, they just like
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. After Rizzy, this is the second time ever that Vapda has compromised the show. I would like to take this time right now to remind you all that whereas you tune in to watch MMA and football and all your favorite artists talking about things that are nice and pleasant and will keep you warm on a Sunday evening, just please remember that this country is fucked. Anyway, so Joker, we were talking about a lot of fun things. Sorry to set that mood.
The mood, I feel like out of context, two guys who love to grapple sitting on a table under candlelight in the dark. What do you fucking make of this? What do you want to like pull a top mount on me?
Omar Fassy's just here with the cameras to film it. I like it. It's like, it's apple scented candle. We got some lotion here somewhere. No, I'm kidding, bro. We're not fucking, guys. Relax.
Say okay.
Fuck. Where am I? In my basement, bro. That's where we're at right now. We came through a shady back entrance and everything, and now it's dark.
Should have seen that coming.
But yeah, bro, this is why we had to cancel yesterday, because I was afraid this would happen. Right, and thank God it happened closer to the end, so we got all the good bits out and everything. But yeah, this is Pakistan, bro. What can we do about it? I'm waiting for the day jab 3WL ki fight ho rahi ho koi aur light chali
Or
jaye.
beach light.
That would be like the craziest fight, I think. And somebody has to keep yelling like, no, keep fighting, keep fighting.
I think that happened with like the Scarface wali fight, Shaheen mein. Everyone was torches out and shit.
Oh yeah. That has happened.
That has happened before.
I need to brush up on my 3WL history, bro, if I'm gonna cover this stuff. And speaking of like, so this is one of the last things I want to talk to you about. And we were talking about this before going on air as well, and you said you wanted to be more involved in Pak MMA and things and happening on the ground right now. Who are some of the guys in Pakistani mixed martial arts, Pak MMA, that you either look up to or you're like, all right, no, this is a guy that I'm really like looking at, or a guy you expect a lot? Is there any names right now in the Pakistan MMA scene?
First of all, Atif Golden, obviously, that guy.
Top
like
class.
Pehle maine jab mein dekha tha, I think he was refereeing a fight and he was just like managing things idhar udhar, and I couldn't like tell he was a fighter. But that's the thing, you can't really tell who is a fighter, and especially if they're like good ones. So I saw him, then I like looked him up and I saw his fights and I was just like, this guy is serious. Like this guy is for real. The skill and everything, like आपको पता है कि पाकिस्तान में इतना competition नहीं है. And there are like, अगर पाकिस्तान का competition बाहर जाए तो you know वो फाड़ फूड़ के फेंक देंगे, like UFC level type. But
levels to this game.
Atif Golden and Volcano
Ismail Khan.
They were the two guys and मुझे actually feel हुआ कि नहीं पकड़ लेंगे. Like give them some time, give them the proper resources in the training and they'll be there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Ismail I saw firsthand at IMF. His story is incredible. Like Ismail Khan, yahan Pakistan mein regionally as an amateur fighter, he was 10-0 or 11-0, and he fought. And he fought. Sometimes he would fight twice in one night. Like he would come out, start the show, Flogger series, fight a guy, beat him, go back, get some rest, drink some water, hit some more pads, stay fresh, come out, main event, beat another guy, wins in one night. Like he's done that
Fuck.
twice now.
Fuck,
Yeah, that's a
crazy.
smile, bro. He's on it. So he 10-0, and he would like after a point, no one in Pakistan would want to fight him because just look at him. The guy's
You know,
chiseled.
and obviously he kind of looks like this new wave of Russian fighters.
Yes.
You know, the beard and all. He kind of looks like that. So
Yeah,
he's just like,
kasam se.
you know, that's not someone
Yeah.
you would want to mess with.
He's our own breed of Dagestani wrestlers, literally. And that guy, okay, and then nobody want to fight him for Pakistan. Then Nasir, his manager and promoter and everything, literally got him guys from Afghanistan. And Ismail would beat all of them as well. And then
Fuck.
Ismail, again, 10-0, and then he finally went to IMF, which was the International Mixed Martial Arts Federation, the World Championships
I remember that.
for amateur MMA. And look, when you go there, every single fight is a tough fight because in every single fight, you are going to be fighting the best guy from a country in your weight class. And Ismail went 3 wins in a row, which is
mad impressive.
bro, 9 rounds with the world's best, and he wiped the floor with like Greece. He wiped the floor with Tajikistan, which is one of the fastest rising MMA economies in the world.
Yeah.
And he wiped the floor with Italy. And then finally he got paired up with Russia in the quarter. And then, you know, how that goes.
You know, there's this thing about Russians. There's this thing, always there's this one Russian guy in every combat sports that's like going to hand your ass back to you. There's always that one guy. Even with like, if we look at like MMA,
Yeah.
wahan pe bhi hai.
I see.
And you know, Muay Thai, maybe I don't remember who it was,
Yeah.
but
I see.
even Pride, maybe
Yeah.
Fedor Emelianenko,
Yeah. Literally every combat sport.
and even like boxing with the Canelo Ali thing.
Yeah. It was
He
insane.
was like Russian.
Yeah.
He was a Russian boxer who just like
Yeah. Before.
finally ended
Yeah.
Canelo career. There's always, you know, I envy Russians in a good way because they're just like gifted, bro. They're
Literally.
made for combat.
Literally, and like and it's people generally यहाँ पे भी especially वो mountains आते हैं उनका ये नहीं होता वो नहीं bro.
You know,
It's-
there's this mystery to them. You don't know what they're on.
yes, and that's what I'm addressing. People
Like
think
even Fedor, like
Yeah.
that guy never talked. He never opened his mouth and he was just there.
yeah.
And like the biggest blow was when he fought Mirko Krokop.
Oh yeah, I love
Fuck,
that.
that shit was impressive.
I love
bro.
that.
Fuck.
I can't to this day imagine how he just neutralized him so effectively. Like those were the two best at the time where everyone was
Two
just
best,
like,
and that was like Pride.
Yeah.
Pride, like actually, we seen na कि like UFC is just like the 3WL, and Pride there's just like the real killers. जो हमारे बाकी IMF वगैरह वाले सारे हैं. So that was that thing.
yeah. Pride
Like-
was nuts. Soccer kicks to the head, bro.
Bro,
Foot
fucking
stomp,
everything.
head. No, it was just,
It was like Pakistan. Like, nothing was illegal. Everything goes.
I feel like I'm really glad like the 3WL didn't go down that path because I remember initially I started interviewing, like when I interviewed Kaiman Beg initially, I remember just sitting there going, guys, why don't you like get headgear? And they're like, haha, and they just skirted the question. And afterwards I'm like, guys, seriously, look into headgear. They were like, they said something along the lines of headgear. We were thinking of going bare knuckle. I was like, yo, guys, calm down.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I remember
let's
that.
not do that. But that's them. And I
You know,
like,
there was this just fucking thinking about it. Recently, I was like training with Pennywise, and he checked like one of my leg kicks. And that was a bad motherfucking check.
yeah.
Like, उस वक्त in the heat of the moment, I did not realize कि मेरे साथ क्या हुआ है. But you know, 2 days after that, bro, I was barely walking.
Mm-hmm.
And to realize that my first 2 MMA fights, we had no shin pads. We had no shin guards.
Yeah.
And I was just like fucking thinking about
Yeah.
all the possibilities and all the things that could have gone wrong because those time my shins weren't conditioned
Yeah.
at all.
And then boxers tell you that they can fight MMA fighters in a street fight. Bro, you haven't taken a leg
bullshit.
kick.
Wait, you know,
don't
if,
take leg kicks, bro.
that's the thing. If I ever decide to like join YouTube now, my first vlog is gonna be like leg kicking boxers.
Well, you got a bunch of them in Iron Box to do that with now. So
Yeah.
enjoy.
A lot of them.
But seriously, like, yeah, but all of that aside, and all of the drama and everything that comes with fighting and the fighting game and everything, I
Yeah.
do want to say, Wally, like, there was a lot. I never really have expectations of how a podcast is gonna go when I come in, but I will say this: you are very real and very, like, aware and self-aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think that's a quality that a lot of people lack. And I'm glad you have it. My friend, this has been a very, very big pleasure for me to talk to you. So thank you so
Honestly,
much for doing
likewise.
this. Yeah.
I loved being here. Like, it's just like a guy doesn't show up anywhere, doesn't talk, and you finally get a place to talk to, and it's like someone with the same mentality as yours. I fucking love it. I love this place.
Appreciate it, bro. And we're gonna have you back because there's a lot more to you than fighting. Like you do a lot of other shit as well.
Yeah.
With the modeling and the acting, and we're gonna get to all of that on an episode of On the Mic. This was the way in the MMA wing, and I really wanted to get the number one guy for 6 fights in white collar fighting on. So
Yes,
thank you so
sir.
much, my friend. And there's one last segment of the show that we always end with, and that is always the guest segment. That's your segment. This is where you get the opportunity to get a message out to the audience, whatever it may be. If you owe someone money, and more importantly, if somebody owes you money, if there's a land dispute that needs to be settled, if there's some kind of a property issue that you need to go take to court or not take to court, just settle it here, my friend. Whatever you want to say, whatever it is, get it off your chest. The floor is yours, my friend.
Oh, well, now that I'm like cornered into this spot, I don't know if I have like anything
I love
to talk
doing
about.
that,
But you're just like, fuck you.
This is where that guy, before we started, where we said, he said some really stupid shit we had to cut out.
Yeah.
This is that part where he just like, okay, so, and then he said that thing, and we're just like, but yeah, floor is yours, my friend. Anything you want to say at all?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, for the MMA scene, first of all, to Brave, start training properly. You guys have the potential to do so. And as for the culture that we're like influencing, get into it. This is the biggest wave. Like, this is the next big thing in Pakistan. Like, I can tell you that 5 years from now, you're gonna see everyone with wraps around their fist. They're gonna go like crazy with this. And as for that, live your life. Like, honestly, it's not that deep. Like, jo bhi hame lagta hai, anything that we do, it's honestly not that deep. Like, there's like billions of us. And I know I'm not like invalidating thoughts and stuff, but it's not that
It's
deep.
not
Bro.
that deep.
It's not that deep at all.
That's perfect, my friend. Thank you so much. And yeah, Wally is right, 110%. Hop on before it becomes a bandwagon. Support combat sports. Like we've been saying from day one, hashtag save combat sports. You supporting combat sports is you saving combat sports.
But okay, one thing that is deep is combat sports. It's really, really fucking deep.
That's very deep. So if you're involved, please stay involved, get involved. And please, like we always say, support the guys who actually go in and fight. Support promotions who try to give them a platform. Spend your money on
and
combat
also, like,
sports.
about that. If you aren't like willing to step into the ring with me or like any of the fighters, then just like shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna repeat this.
Yeah.
Like, we train 2 hours every day for years just to beat your fucking ass. That's all we train for. Just like imagine the input that we like put into this. Like, that's all we do. And to think, like, doesn't matter your size or anything. Like, if you take anyone who's actually a trained fighter, they're gonna hand your ass back to you.
Yeah.
So just like, don't talk shit. Especially don't be a keyboard warrior. And like, most fighters are like that.
Yeah.
Like, and Sinatra, man the fuck up and take that fight with Donald Duck. Stop being a pussy. Stop being a pussy. You've been trash talking a lot, my boy. You've been trash talking a lot. I know we had the thing. I did respect him to like some extent.
Yeah.
Fight ke baad bhi, but then he was just like, wasn't humble. Back at it again. And I was just like, bro, fuck out of my face. And Stallion, one thing for you. I don't know if you feel really, really fucking important. You're just as disposable as anyone else. Like, where's young boy Prodigy now? After his loss, like, all the hype, it's gone. He's nobody now. Like, watch how you decline. I don't wish bad for you, but if you lose this fight, bro, nothing. You're gone. So if you're like really into it, all that ass kissing and shit, bro, not worth it. Not worth it. You're really disposable. Everyone is disposable. I know for a fact. And right now, my fight mentality, it's not about winning. It's about not losing. Because I'm at that point of my career where it's like winning is expected out of me, but losing is not. So it's not like I prepare for winning. I prepare for not losing.
Yeah.
So if I lose, I know for a fact I'm very disposable as well.
Yeah.
But you, my friend, are way more disposable than that. So it's not that deep. It's not worth it. Chill the fuck out, and that's it.
That's brilliant. I think every single corner was addressed there. I want to see that fight, Sinatra Duck. I want to see that fight.
I want to see that fight.
Because I think it's a good matchup. I think that would be a fun fight.
I mean, yeah, there's this is like actual history, not like made up shit. It's not like, you know, आपने जान पूछ के, you know, जो होता है ना जबरदस्ती का beef आपने करा दिया. It's actually real shit.
Yeah.
And if you're like being इतना personal अगले बंदे के साथ, what the fuck is we fight on the streets? Bro, what the fuck?
No, there's
Get
a way.
in the ring.
There's a way to fight, and it's in the ring. So yeah, I think that one is definitely, at least in my opinion, that should be done. And yeah, I think that's perfect. That's poignant, and that's a very precise message to your opponent. I'm gonna try to get a face-to-face done between you guys closer to fight week. We're gonna try to get Joker and Stallion both to sit in the studio
I would love that.
across from one another, with me as the moderator, so we make sure no funky shit, no like over talking goes on there. Because I want to hear you guys speak about the fight before the fight. Because that's how we sell tickets, man. You know what I mean? So we're going to get that done. My friend,
Over the money.
thank you so much once again. I really do appreciate it.
It was a pleasure coming.
We'll do
here,
this
like,
again.
honestly.
And
Yeah,
thank you. We'll
inshallah.
be in touch for sure as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. And please leave a like, a share, subscribe, a comment, all of that good shit that I tell you all the time. And the 3 words I always say to end the podcast, remember them, write them down, tattoo them on your ass so you don't forget. And those are keep it tight. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Bars.